Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Phil, for inviting me for the opportunity. My name is Niknaz. I'm an architect and I've practicing architecture for a couple of years now. And these are some projects from the last company, ELS architecture firm in Berkeley that I worked for. And I was the director of the design technology committee, doing research. So I'm very interested in learning about emerging AEC technology. And I was the person in the office doing the research always for our principals and decision makers, finding what is out there, what's new, finding the applications, finding the case studies. And I realized that their case studies are very powerful because those are really the tools, the things that convince people that they should invest in certain technologies. So what we have out there right now, there are websites. There are like architecture website, AEC websites that are showing you the projects. There are like beautiful pictures showing the projects, but they often don't talk about the workflow and the tools behind like these projects and how they've been produced. There are also like software review websites, but they mostly have the most like popular tools and softwares. They don't cover everything. And then there are also AEC entrepreneur social media pages that people can follow, but it's really hard to like keep track because there are so many of these tools out there. There's so much news. Like every time you open your LinkedIn, you know, there's the feed part is like there's so many news. There's no way really to organize them for you to go back to keep track. So this is a problem. I realize that this is really a major problem, that in our industry, there is no easy way to find the latest and greatest and to compare them with one another. So aecplustech is offering this online platform, this marketplace for AEC technology and service providers to feature their products and services through real world applications, real world projects and case studies. So we are listing AEC startups and technologies, and they are claiming their pages. Companies are registering and take ownership of their profiles and are featuring their products, their services through the case studies. Also, AEC firms are signing up and are sharing with us and with the world how they are using these technologies, again, like through case studies. Like here you see from the left to right, Emergent Designs and Architecture small group who are sharing with us this beautiful installation and are sharing the tools, like Grasshopper was one of them. Then Boston Dynamic is telling us that they help foster and partner with this robot on the construction side. Tenover Studio is another architecture firm, is telling us about the visualization software that they use, Lumion, for designing and developing the drawings for this like building on the right. So aecplustech.com. So there are only in the US, there are 800,000 AEC firms. And we've realized that only a very small percentage that are huge firms, are very rich and resourceful, have a designated person or a committee to do this kind of research for them. But the rest are all left out. They're all falling behind because they are so busy, often keeping just like pursuing projects, meeting deadlines. And then on the right side, you see that like only in 2019, there were over 200 AEC tech startups, again, in the US, and billions of dollars invested. Now there are way more. And there is this disconnect between the two sides of the marketplace. So aecplustech is hoping to fill this gap. And then we did a quick survey. We interviewed 150 architects, asking them how they find their tools and software. 1%, like I said, the resourceful firms, they have a designated person, and they're all over like 100 employees. 12%, they go to conferences. This is before pandemic, that people used to go to conferences, physically, and it's very expensive and not good for environment to travel all the time. And then each person, like at least 3K companies have to invest for that person to go to the conference and learn about the technologies. And then 32% use social media and Google, and 55% through colleagues and word of mouth. So 55%, most people just learn through their friends and colleagues. So the reason that we are doing this now, and we think it's very important to do it now, is because firms are spending more and more money on technologies. You know, things are becoming more accessible, more popular: drones, VR, AR, digital fabrication, robotics, energy modeling, and you name it. So these softwares are, it's very important to use them in your workflow, and the amount, like I said here, that companies are spending on these software is on the rise. So it's very useful and beneficial for both sides of the spectrum, both sides of the marketplace, to use this platform and to feature their profiles. So for AEC firms on the right, they're going to save time and money finding tools quickly and compare them with one another. And on the other hand, they're gonna find out what tools work together, you know, the interoperability part of things. So they can find out about software toolkits. They can feature their own projects, case studies, promote their own firms, and share knowledge. And then AEC Tech providers, they are also going to promote their products and services. They're going to discover their competitors, see what other companies, other like startups are doing out there. They're going to invite their users to upload case studies, and then they're also going to find potential customers through our platform, through aecplustech. So I'm personally very passionate about sharing knowledge, about like providing and creating a space for people to share knowledge and resources. And also creating a community has been always very, exciting for me. Because of my personal background. So as a Baha'i in Iran, I was born and raised in Iran. And as a Baha'i, I was banned from going to university. So, after the Islamic Revolution happened in Iran, the government banned Baha'is from going to university and gaining higher education. So we can study up to high school, but after that, we cannot study at national universities. So I was really restricted from accessing resources. I couldn't even go to a library because I was not I didn't have any, student ID. And this has been always, a passion for me, like I said, to create a space for people to access resources. It's so important. Sometimes we forget how in other parts of the world, people are struggling just to access like a book, like a physics book, like, any like educational resource. So the way I gained my undergrad education was through a community, like you see a picture on the right, through a Baha'i community that started this underground university called the BIHE, Baha'i Institute for Higher Education. So all our classes were at homes. Our professors were expelled Baha'is, expelled professors from universities. And I could get an undergraduate education that helped me got accepted into UC Berkeley here in the US. So two things: sharing knowledge, resources, and creating a community. This is what we are doing with aecplustech. And so far, we've had a really good number. Now it's about 3 months, less than 3 months that we've launched, and we've had a really good number of companies that have signed up to our platform and have registered. They have the ownership of their pages, and they are uploading case studies. They're actively, using our platform and adding information and content to their pages, modifying their pages. So I'm just showing you a few of them, like Layer app. It's a Revit app and add-in for accessing building data in BIM. There is a Speckle, free and open source collaboration system for the construction industry. Blueball software is a structure analysis and design software. Aware, creating digital twin and real-time updates. So we are covering, like Phil mentioned, a wide range of different tools, software, plugin, online platform. And we are very excited about this various type of companies that are becoming part of our growing community. There's Briscat Beam, it's a design platform for 2D and 3D modeling, mechanical design and BIM. And we also, as I mentioned, do have AEC firms that are signing up and sharing with us their workflow. It's still very new for our industry, as we all know, because competition is an inherent part of what we do. And sometimes we are not very willing to share what we do and the way we do things, but it's important, it's very timely and very crucial to know that it's okay to share knowledge and to share the way we do things. Ultimately, to get a project, we are all going to compete. Of course, there's like just one physical project and 10 companies have to compete to get it, but sharing the way we do things is going to help everyone, and it's going to truly contribute to productivity in our industry. And, for better built environments, we have to do it. Better built world. So Walter P. Moore is a global engineering company. They're telling us about some of their projects. And again, for these firms, we also have like various sizes. So WRNS is Walter P. Moore is a huge company. It's a huge engineering company. So WRNS, the studio, they're based in San Francisco. It's like a medium-sized architecture firm. And this is like Citadel Pakraman. It's a very small, like 2 to 3 employees architecture firm in Berkeley. But we love it that all these different sizes of companies with different project types are telling us how they are doing things. So that's it. And at the end, I would like to invite you all to, create your own pages and tell us about your workflow and what tools, about your favorite